Live now. Perfect. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Essential Wrestling Podcast special. It is the WrestleMania season, and in the words of the immortal Howard Finkel, it is now time for the Royal Rumble. Hey, where's the music? Brian, hit the music. I got it. We're good. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm having massive Wi-Fi issues. Actually, I'm at home base today. As always, can't seem to get anything right. We apologize for being a little bit late, but we are here. It's my favorite weekend. Very, very eerily the same as what is going on last year. Ryan may not know so much, but John Smith, John DeConnie, we have a major storm heading our way, and we are going to get pounded with snow by another nor'easter during Royal Rumble weekend. So I actually have to go traveling back to the island tonight. So if I get stuck out there, John DeConnie, I hope your Tom's ready. I might need a little bit of help. So we'll introduce everybody before we get going. I'm in kind of a weird spot today. Like I said, I am going through my phone today with whatnot. But on the top part of the stream, the gentleman that's been filling in for me for the past couple of weeks, the owner of MinutesToBellTime.com, where they're dropping merch left and right for WWE. Brian Joy, how are things going today?
Things are great. We've had a little shift in strategy at MinutesToBellTime.com, and yes, we are covering all the merch news coming out of WWE, and there seems to be a lot of it. Of all these legends come back, Kelly, Michelle McCool, Lita, and others, and they're all getting merch. So a couple of good shirts. Check it out.
Definitely. Right below me, I don't even know how to introduce you anymore after the last time I was on. I want to say Mike Baden's cousin, but I'll give you your wish and announce you before John DeConnie. But John Smith, how are things going for you today?
Oh, I'm doing all right. I wasn't expecting to be next. All I was going to say is we were using that term legends pretty loosely now, WWE, when it comes to Michelle McCool and Kelly. Lita, okay, she's a legend, but the other two.
Taker gets mad. Let's see.
And John DeConnie, I believe the big, I guess, spoof, I guess people were just up in arms about last Friday on SmackDown was WWE legend Summer Rae.
Yeah, that one was definitely worth mentioning. That made it to the Minutes to Bell Time notes. Like, really? Come on now.
She actually looks a lot different than what I remember her looking like. You know, dancing around with Fandango. She, I don't know. I don't even want to deep dive into it and get in trouble here. But like I said, this is the Royal Rumble special brought to you by the Eastern Observer, powered by the Eastern Observer. You can taste the power. Special day before podcast, 3 p.m. live on Facebook, on YouTube. Our new partners at Odyssey, Zingo Channel 198 or somewhere in that area is the Blackjack Media Networks channel. And we're going to have some fun today. This is my favorite show of the year. I know for you guys, it's probably top 5 as well as hope because, you know, the one thing, you just think of all these wild theories of what we think is going to happen. We try to manage our expectations. We're not going to, though. We got maybe some wild theories. I'm hoping we can have some fun with this and hopefully maybe give you guys a smile to end your Friday afternoon or maybe watching us on replay, listening to us on a replay on Spotify. Here we go. Here are the standings going into this year's Royal Rumble pay-per-view. Brian Joy still with a commanding lead, over 100 points over John DeConnie. But then we got a little bit of a train wreck right there with John DeConnie, myself, and John Smith. There's some major points on the line today. So maybe even Gary and Travis can try to catch up. Maybe catch Ryan if Ryan goes a little bit off the cuff with his picks. Here are our WWE only standings, as you can see on the top once it pops up. The first lady of the Essential Wrestling Podcast and the queen of MinutesToBellTime.com, Maggie May Joy. She is just putting an absolute hurting on all of us. Why is it not coming up?
It's there.
There we go.
It's there.
What's that?
It was there.
Yeah, it's weird. My phone is one thing, on the other thing is another. So Maggie May, 46-7, just absolutely tearing it up this year in WWE. Here is the scoring for the Royal Rumble match. We have the two major titles worth 25 points each. Any other title?
Oh, no.
See ya. And the other title matches are worth 15 points each. 5 points for the non-titles. And then an extra 5 points for any inter-promotional match, which does not include the Royal Rumble because those are already inter-promotional.
Yeah, we should clarify that when Al comes back. In fact, here he is. He's back. Let me add him.
Yeah, my phone just kicked me off. That was crazy. 5 points for non-title matches. We actually do have an inter-promotional match for the Universal Championship with a Raw wrestler challenging a SmackDown wrestler. That match will get a 5-point bump, making the perfect pay-per-view bonus 30 points. The Royal Rumble matches will be 20 points each, and we're going to have a little fun. We get 5 bonus points per correct Final Four competitor that we pick, and we'll make all those picks as well. Here's how we did. What's that?
Yeah, point of clarification on these points. Are the Royal Rumble matches going to get a 5-point bump being interpromotional?
That is incorrect. No, they will not. No, they do not.
Even though Mickie James is in?
No, they do not. Now, there's already enough points, and then if you get 20. In essence, you get 25 points for the Rumble because you get 20 for the winner, and then 5 because the person placed in the Final Four as well. Here's how we did last year. John, the Connie, Ryan, Joy each scored 110 points. John Smith with 100. Gary and I, we tipped under the triple point line because Gary and I decided to bet on Charlotte Flair and Asuka retaining the tag team championships over Shayna Baszler and Nia pre-show. How about that? Title change in a pre-show. So we're going to come in hot. Man, I landed up on the bottom part of the screen. This is going to be a wild show today, ladies and gentlemen, so I apologize for that. We're going to be coming in strong with the Women's Royal Rumble match first. Here's what we have. Let's see if these graphics can go. Okay, here are the competitors with the most wins in Royal Rumble match history. There have been 4 of them. We've had 4 different winners, so there's really nothing going on there. Bianca Belair, Charlotte Flair, they're entering, or scheduled to enter, I should say. This year's Royal Rumble, they can take the all-time lead with 2. As far as Final Fours go, Charlotte Flair, she's actually 3 for 3 on this. She's been in 3, and she's actually placed in the Final Four, so maybe some smart money on Charlotte Flair when we're taking our picks. Natalia's chimed in twice in the Final Four. There's a slew on the bottom that are entering this year's Royal Rumble. The Bella Twins, Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair, and Shayna Baszler all have been in the Final Four before. What's next? All-time women's appearances. There are 7 left. 6 of them are scheduled to be in it. So these are the women that actually have been in every single women's Royal Rumble in history. With Mandy Rose, it's not too far-fetched. The NXT Women's Champion has appeared in the Women's Royal Rumble match before, so they can keep an eye on her. The all-time eliminations list, Shayna Baszler in 2 Royal Rumbles has compiled 14 eliminations. Bianca Belair right behind her at 12. Nia Jax, she's going to be staying at 11, unfortunately. I guess I shouldn't say that. The forbidden door's open, right? And then Charlotte Flair with 10, Rhea Ripley with 10. Next after that is Natalya with 6, along with Michelle McCool, Alexa Bliss. They're scheduled to enter as well. They have 5. For the Royal Rumble match, the single match, I guess, records, Bianca Belair, Shayna Baszler each had 8 in their Royal Rumble debuts back in 2020. Rhea Ripley chimed in with 7 last year. It was Shayna Baszler chiming in with 6. So Shayna Baszler I haven't really seen her all too much recently on SmackDown. Hopefully she can continue with this Rumble dominating performance because she dominates the Chamber and now she dominates the Rumble. Let's see if she can get some momentum going to WrestleMania. Bianca Belair last year set the record, 57 minutes, 12 seconds. That's what I have it as. Once the buzzer sounds, that's when I start my clock. Most people start it when they go in, when actually they enter into the ring. I like to give them a couple extra seconds to get down the aisle. Some of the aisles are a lot longer than others, so they're still working hard, even though they're not in the match yet. So here are the women that are scheduled to compete this year. On January 7th edition of SmackDown, the SmackDown Women's Champion Charlotte Flair announced 19 competitors for the Rumble, which includes herself. She is saying that she is going to be the first ever champion to win a Royal Rumble match. That is incorrect. She will be the fourth to enter it, but Hulk Hogan back in 1990 as WWF champion, he won the Royal Rumble. There was really no stakes on the line at that point. Randy Savage entered it in 89, and then Roman Reigns actually had to defend the title in 2016. He came up short because he did not know how to play the game. Also on this list, I can't go. Now I'm having graphic problems. It should go. Gotta mention it. That, like I said, this Forbidden Doors Open, the Impact Knockouts champion, Mickie James, will be in the Royal Rumble. This was actually announced before her main event title defense against Deonna Purrazzo at the Elitist Impact. What was that? Hard to Kill was January, right? Mickie James defended the title there, so she will actually, and the rumors and speculation is that she will be walking the aisle with the Impact Knockouts Championship. So that's pretty historical in itself, because normally Impact Wrestling doesn't exist in the WWE universe. The Royal Rumble winner is 3-1 going into WrestleMania. Bianca Belair main evented WrestleMania last year. She defeated Sasha Banks to become the SmackDown Women's Champion. Charlotte Flair was a former winner. She won the NXT Women's Champion at WrestleMania 36. Becky Lynch in that main event triple threat match, she won both the Raw and SmackDown Women's Championships at WrestleMania 35 against Charlotte Flair. And another name that we'll be probably talking about within the next 5 minutes. Asuka is the only woman to unsuccessfully win a championship after winning the Royal Rumble. Her streak was broken at WrestleMania 34 by Charlotte Flair. Charlotte Flair just seemed to be all over the place with this Royal Rumble. Last year in the Royal Rumble, myself, John DeConnie, and John Smith all picked Bayley. That did not happen. Gary picked Rhea Ripley. Close but no cigar. She finished second. Ryan chimed in with Charlotte Flair. And I think she finished third. So going forward from here, so we're going to do a little bit of a roundtable here. We have a little bit of extra time since we're not going over our favorite Royal Rumble memories and taking up 45 minutes a clock for no reason, just talking about memories past. John Smith, as our senior NXT 2.0 correspondent, if you see anybody entering the Royal Rumble, you gotta say you want to give it a call up. You want to say it's just NXT. It's a one-off. They've done that in the years past. Dakota Kai's been a mainstay, or not really a mainstay. She's been in twice. You know, Candice LeRae, Tegan Nox, they showed up. Raquel Gonzalez, Ember Moon showed up twice for NXT. Is there anybody that you thought of from NXT that could fill out these last? I believe there are 8 slots left.
Yeah, I got 2 that I would like to see, or one that I would like to see, and one I think we'll see. I think we'll see Ivy Nile because we haven't gotten to see her in action much, so it'll be nice to see her, go up against a bunch of different women and hold her own for a little while before getting tossed. But I'd really like to see Casey Catanzaro because she'll be the one that's able to do all the Kofi Kingston type stuff and, avoid getting eliminated. Dakota Kai, I could definitely see her coming out also because, like you said, she has been out twice. But I do not see Mandy Rose coming out, so her streak of 4 straight will end, in my opinion.
Okay, hold on. John DeConte, one was already spoiled for you, like I said, with Impact, the Knockouts Women Champion Mickie James will be she's scheduled to enter. I had to always say that beforehand because ever since 2004, where Mick Foley knocked out Test, and it just completely broke my heart because Test was supposed to win it that year. Anybody else from Impact? I know rumors and speculation. They're going to throw SpongeBob up there. Actually, I'm having graphic problems. I'm going to screw with SpongeBob today. Rumor speculation that the Iconics or the Inspiration, they were asked to be in it, and they said no. God knows if that's true or not. But John DeConnie, what are you thinking here?
Yeah, I didn't even hear that rumor. I was going to go with one, if not both, of the Iconics, but unfortunately, Mickey's next challenger is Tasha, because had she had no scheduled challenger coming up, wouldn't have been great to see Deanna step through there, having never made it to the main roster. Now she's wearing double gold. She's obviously eventually coming back after Mickey. That's who I would have loved to see step through.
Ryan Joy, you have your hands in a lot of pots here with AEW and New Japan and NWA and Ring of Honor, which is it's still a thing. I consider them still being a thing. Who do you see coming in the Forbidden Door from that way?
Well, from New Japan Pro Wrestling in the Women's Royal Rumble, nobody, because they don't have a women's division.
It's a fair point. I should have recognized
that one. I feel pretty good about that. In fact, I'm
all right, Stardom. How about Stardom? Right? Isn't that the major leagues for the women out there?
Yeah, I don't see anybody from Stardom coming in either. When I think about this, I think it's got to be somebody that's been in the WWE system that knows how they work. So I eliminate most of the people that are also on the AEW roster, with the exception of Brandy Rhodes, and I don't see her coming over. So I have to slip into NWA, and this one's actually been rumored, so it may actually happen. This may be more of a spoiler, not a prediction. Melina is probably going to be in the Rumble from the NWA.
And we get hear that money-making Eminem music. That would be absolutely awesome. I love that music. I loved Eminem. They were so good. But then again, it's John Morrison, so I guess what do you expect?
Yeah, he probably won't come back.
All right. John Smith, anybody else? I have 3 people here that I possibly think could be surprise entrants. Anybody from your end that you think would just jump out of nowhere from anywhere?
Oof. Maybe Raquel Gonzalez. We might see her,
right,
since she seems like her call up is inevitable. I didn't really give too much thought to the other promotions. I'd love to see. Oh no, that's men's, so I'm not going to go there yet. We'll talk about that later. Yeah, no, I don't really know. Yeah.
All right. Sorry, I had to let Charlie Brown teacher here there for a second. John DeConnie, anybody else from your end that you want to see come out?
It doesn't have to from the promotion that I cover, or just anyone at all.
And just anybody. Just think anybody that's returning from injury. Ding dong, hello.
Well, that would I would absolutely love, but the person who has been teasing and hinting at a return and is still technically under contract, and I would love to see, even if it's just a one-off, is Paige.
Yeah, and she's I guess she put out that she's technically medically cleared now. So yeah, I guess that would be fun, because Paige, that was the heartbreaking thing with her, because she was supposed to be in the 2018 Rumble, and she had she took that drop kick from Sasha Banks at that house show, and kind of put the nail in the coffin with her at that point in time. And I just remember that the reports I heard, she was absolutely heartbroken. Mandy Rose, Tony Deville, they represented Absolution in that, but Paige was supposed to be in it. And I do believe when they took that team picture at the end, I want to say Paige was in that. Ryan Joy, anybody else from your end?
Yeah, I want number 1 to be Asuka and number 2 to be Kairi Sane, and that's how I want this Rumble to go.
That would be awesome. Speaking of which, James Wheeler chiming in. James, I would love to see Kairi back. He's got Charlotte Flair coming in at number 1. Next entrant predictions, he's got Melina, also Karen. Wow, I haven't heard that name in a long time. Candice Michelle, Lacey Evans. I have to talk to my wife about that one. I have no idea. Ronda Rousey, he's calling Britt Baker. Tenille would be pretty fun, right?
She can't even get to Nashville. I don't think she's going to make it.
Yeah, right. Then his winners are going to be Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair, Liv Morgan, Naomi, Shayna Baszler, Mickey James, my Forbidden Door pick. So I guess we're at that point in time. Oh man, I just cut the. Damn it. Okay, we're at that point in time. John Smith. So I can get situated here. I guess you're gonna surprise us all. You didn't give me any picks or anything to make the graphics for.
Well, to be fair, I'm ignoring you. I'm sorry about that, but I also don't know. I still, at this second, don't really know who I'm going to pick. I'm going to give you some live on the spot picks right now.
Okay, well, I'm going to give you 5 more seconds to pick because I do have Gary's picks. This one is not incorrect. This is just a test just to see if this works. But Gary, he's not picking Jenny. Gary's chiming in. He's got Sasha Banks coming back. I guess she was injured for a hot second too. He's got Bianca Belair, Charlotte Flair, and then he's got the returning Ronda Rousey. That is his final 4. And I think this is going to be a trend. So I'll let Gary fire the first stone here. He's going to have Ronda Rousey winning the Women's Royal Rumble. So, John Smith.
See, I got 5 names here for my final 4. I can't figure out which one I want to get rid of. I guess I'm gonna strike out Bianca Belair just because she won last year. I got my final 4 is Charlotte, Liv Morgan, Asuka, and Ronda Rousey. And I guess I gotta go with the popular pick that I think it's gonna be is Ronda Rousey. It seems like it's all leading that way. It looks like that, with the reminders we've gotten of her in the past couple of weeks with old clips and whatnot. It almost seems inevitable. I was really close to picking Liv Morgan, though, Al. Really close.
That would be awesome.
I could see them giving her the win and then having her lose at Rumble, or lose at Mania.
Should we just re-challenge Becky? Like we'd circle back to that?
Probably, yeah. Or do the same type of thing, but with Charlotte. It's kind of, interchangeable with the 2 heel champs.
Mm.
I mean, Charlotte
Brian
sucks,
Joy, I had you up. Yeah. Brian Joy, we had you up next.
Yep. So my final 4 are Lita, Charlotte, Ronda, and Rhea Ripley. Now, the Lita thing, the promo that she had with Charlotte 2 weeks ago, that got me ready for Charlotte and Lita. So I think in the final 4 situation, you're going to get some combination of them, one throwing the other out. Neither one of them wins the match, but that sets up WrestleMania. Because I think that match, if built, they put a little bit more into it, I think that's a good WrestleMania match. It's a good, it's a first time ever match, and WWE likes that, and I like that, of course. So I think that's a good direction for them to go. I am also, along with John Smith and Gary Mehaffy, picking Ronda Rousey with the idea that Ronda versus Becky at WrestleMania, the one-on-one match that we have in. I guess I'm showing my hand here. I'm picking Ronda Rousey to face Becky Lynch and not Doudrop, but say like.
Yeah, it's snowing in my picture. I can see on one screen it's I'm getting pretty bad, and I'm hearing the Charlie Brown voice. So. Also, like I said, actually, Ryan, Maggie, she was supposed to be on today. She got called in to work, unfortunately. You want to just spoil who's going to win the Women's Royal Rumble because she's never wrong.
I forgot who she picked. There we go. Rhea Ripley. It's not a bad pick. She was certainly more heavily pushed like the last 2 years. I think coming into this Rumble, she's probably at her weakest the character has been. But this is a good way to get somebody going again.
Yeah, she's kind of been left in the shuffle. And Ryan, why aren't you paying attention to your wife? Why didn't you not hear her when she said she was paying Rhea Ripley?
Well, you said it just a few seconds ago. What I heard was wah 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 wah.
All right, John DeConnie. Who do you got going here? Do you got Mickey in the final 4?
No. I wouldn't mind seeing that at all, but I had her in my original final 4 until the rumors started spreading a couple of days ago, and that turned everything upside down. So I have Bianca because I think it's inevitable. I pray to God she doesn't win it again because I wasn't pleased seeing her win last year, but I think she'll certainly make it to the end because she's so incredibly over and so incredibly pushed. I think Little Miss Bliss coming back. She makes a nice deep run. And then my original winner pick was Raquel Gonzalez, just like I thought it was time last year for Rhea to be the one to win it. This year, I think it would have been great had Raquel won it. And then the rumors started spreading the other day, and it turned everything upside down, and it looks like I'm going along with everyone else. Ronda Rousey is your Women's Royal Rumble winner.
Al, you got to pick somebody else. Al, you got to pick somebody else. There must be somebody besides Ronda Rousey that's going to win this thing. You're going to surprise us. You got like Summer Rae on this, right?
I guess Summer Rae. She's going to hide under the ring. Actually, I wanted to do some type of special about, fun strategies that work out in a Royal Rumble match, whether it's Jerry Lawler hiding under the ring. Probably one of the more famous ones that no one talks about is 1999 when the Road Dogg just had the bear hug on the bottom rope. He just would not. He would sit in the corner under the bottom rope, and just lay there. Like,
what about Vince McMahon on commentary the whole time?
That's the best. John Smith, you're exactly correct. That is the best one because that is the one that worked. That is the one that worked. You do commentary. You're in the match. I believe Vince McMahon chimed in at like 56 minutes. He did commentary for about 53 of them. And then you get The Rock to come out, and you get him to help you win. So, Vince McMahon probably had the best Royal Rumble strategy in the history. Brian Joy, if you can go to the banner section for me. Get Travis done real quick because I'm having issues right now. So bang out Travis real quick.
Yeah, so Travis picked Bianca Belair, like John DeConnie, for the Final Four. Flair and Lita, so he must be thinking the same thing as me. And then Liv Morgan made his Final Four. And his winner, he's going back-to-back, Bianca Belair. He thinks that she is going to be headlining WrestleMania once again.
That's a bold pick. It's not a bad pick, but I think it's a bold pick. I think she should be there at the end. Ding dong. Hello. I picked her last year. I wanted her to win it so bad. I just thought she would have been awesome. Get Bayley back in there. Have something like she eliminates Bianca Belair this year at the end. I'd do Michelle McCool in there. You know what? I feel like she's back for a reason. I think maybe her and Taker both get into the Hall of Fame this year. I think that would be fun. Not to mention Michelle McCool is she in that first Royal Rumble, she set the all-time benchmark at 5. And she's still on that list today for the most eliminations in a single Rumble. So give Michelle McCool some credit. But I was going Ronda anyway, even before this. I'm at the point, and I've been saying this. How long have we been on air now? About a year and a half. Once Becky Lynch comes back, Ronda Rousey will not far behind her. This is the perfect time. Becky is an undefeated champion. She's never lost her title in the first run. She relinquished it. I'll get to that in a second. And now she hasn't lost on the second run. She's been an undefeated champion for the past 2 years. She is worse than Roman Reigns is right now, and 10 times as worse as Kenny Omega was. She's pretty much untouchable. And the only person that actually has the vengeance towards her and could make her tap out and do whatever is Ronda Rousey. And I kind of wish this match wouldn't be for the title. I kind of wanted to have like a last woman standing at WrestleMania because they just hate each other. And Ronda's pissed that she was the one that got pinned in that main event. So I will go with Ronda Rousey. I was going with her anyway. I was very upset when I saw the rumor and speculation that was first reported by Ryan Joy on a non-news show called the Essential Wrestling Podcast when he reported Ronda Rousey was spreading SpongeBob rumors. So with that, we'll just time right into we'll go right into the Raw Women's Championship match. The Raw Women's Championship, the Raw Women's Champion is 3-0, undefeated at the Royal Rumble event. Last year it wasn't defended, but 2 years ago, Becky Lynch got the win over Asuka. That was one of those bucket list wins for Becky Lynch. She never done it before. She finally got it done 2 years ago. Becky Lynch, as I just mentioned, is the undefeated champion from Raw. Let me get Ryan's graphic up here. The graphics are always sponsored by minutestobelltime.com. And I didn't do my prowrestlingpick'em.com thing either, so that's a little upsetting on my part. You can tell I'm a little rusty. Becky Lynch, undefeated as Raw Women's Champ. 1 year run ended with the whole childbirth thing. Came back, won the SmackDown Women's title at SummerSlam, then became the Raw Women's Champion after the being drafted by Raw. Doudrop won a triple threat match on Raw, defeating Bianca Belair and Liv Morgan to earn her first opportunity at the Raw Women's Championship. So, John DeConnie, we'll start with you on this one. You're going to give Doudrop a chance here.
If this match was taking place any time of the year, not between January and April, I would give her a pretty decent chance. But I think there's just no way that Becky won't be involved in one of these main event or semi-main events at WrestleMania, so she has to retain here. So I'm going with Big Time Bex to retain her title.
Okay, I'm not exactly sure why I put that the universe. Did I put the wrong graphic up? There we go. Now it's off.
You had the right one for a moment.
Yeah, John Smith.
Oh yeah, there's no chance Doudrop wins this. Could you imagine the words "and your new champion Doudrop"? That would never happen. No.
All right. Ryan Joy, the last couple title defenses that Becky Lynch has had, she used a dastardly version, not just the Raw roll-up, but she's been hooking the bottom rope as well, and nobody's kicking out of it. So, where do you think does she have to use that to win? Can she get the disarmer on her? How does Becky get this done?
I don't know. I kind of feel like she's gonna get. Maybe she'll get a win by count out or something. I don't think I see her pinning Doudrop clean. But she's gonna definitely win unless she gets DQ'd. So yeah.
And that wouldn't be that would be
Becky winning, to be fair, but I could see her getting DQ'd.
Yep. That's what heels do. They get themselves qualified. It's the honky tonk man rule, right?
Yeah. Or
I got Becky Lynch as well. Yeah, there's no reason to do this. Not if it's beelining towards Becky and Ronda, and the only way I can think that Doudrop wins this is if Ronda that's her appearance, that's her rumored appearance is just coming out and costing Becky the championship, and then I get my wish of some type of non-title, no holds barred, falls count anywhere, Japanese exploding Texas death match. Right, it's in Texas this year, right? It's going to be a Texas death match.
It is Texas, yes.
There you go. Things are bigger in Texas, from what I heard. Okay, next we have there he is, a mixed tag team match with the It Couple versus the Grit Couple. Was that you, Ryan, that just did that?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, good idea. Edge defeated The Miz at day one in what was supposed to be a one-on-one match, but blatant interference by Beth Phoenix cost Miz the match. At least that's how I remember it. The mixed tag match as challenged by Edge and Beth, in which Miz accepted, but Marie seems to be scared bleepless of the Hall of Fame Glamazon. Brian Joy, we'll start with you on this one. I think Maurice is. I think she's acting again. Well, of course, she's acting in sports entertainment, but I think her acting is acting. How about that? That's how good Maurice is. Her acting is acting.
It's like Inception. I don't even know what you're saying. I'm picking Beth and Edge Phoenix in this match. I'm not sure how exactly we get to the finish, but definitely Beth and Edge Phoenix with the win here.
All right. Little dyslexia there from Ryan. That's funny. I like that. John DeConnie.
Yeah, I enjoy that so much, and I'm very much right along with him. I think Miz and Maurice got their one over on them with the brick in the purse, but when it comes right down to it, I could actually see Beth pinning Miz for this one, but I definitely see the Grit couple coming out on top.
I might cry if that happened. John Smith.
Well, isn't this supposed to go all the way till WrestleMania? How does that happen if Miz and Maurice don't win? I'm going with Miz and Maurice in this one.
Okay, obviously I got Miz and Maurice as well for no apparent reason other than I'm betting with my heart and not my mind. Where is this going then, John? What match do you want to see these four? If you want to get Beth and Maurice involved, where do you want this to go?
I have the answer. It's Beth versus Maurice in a Texas Death Match. We just talked about it.
That's it. There you go.
I would love to see the four of them in a Hell in a Cell. Imagine Maurice in a Hell in a Cell. That'd be pretty fun. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's got to be some sort of.
Then I think Maurice might actually be scared.
Exploding
All right.
A Cosmetics death match.
The WWE Championship. Let's see if I can get this. The WWE Championship got a little messy at day one. It was supposed to be Big E defending against Seth Rollins, then both Kevin Owens and Bobby Lashley, Daniel Bryan their way into the match. Then Brock Lesnar got added 2 hours before the match and won the championship. During the match, there was an altercation between Lesnar and Lashley, and that's where we're heading with this. Lashley got he couldn't get the hurt lock on Lesnar, but they had a small little altercation. Some fists were thrown, and everybody finally got their wish, and they are getting their wish. They've been clamoring for this match for a long time now. Lashley thinks Lesnar has been ducking him over the years. Lesnar says Lashley was never on his level to face Lesnar. Both of those statements, of course, were given with all due respect. The WWE Champion is 19-9-2 with 22 title defenses at the Royal Rumble. Last year, Drew McIntyre defended the championship by defeating Goldberg. John Smith, what do you got going on here? Because between this match, between Reigns and Rollins, and then the men's Rumble, this is it's a mess right now because of what happened at day one. So how are you going to sort this out with this match first? And then we'll do Reigns and Rollins next.
It's kind of a mind bleep. You know, like I feel like we were leading towards Brock versus Roman and Bobby versus Big E. And I feel like we're still going to end up that way somehow, but I don't know how yet. And I think this match is going to end up in a double DQ, no double count out, no contest. I'm going on this one. Because this has been a match that's been talked about for many, many years amongst a lot of people. I mean, it hasn't been hyped a lot on TV because this wasn't the direction they were planning on going, you know, and it kind of was an audible. But like, you know, I don't think Bobby wants to just lay down to Brock in the first time that they actually finally meet each other. So I think this is going to end up being a no contest.
Ryan Joy, when they booked this match, the first thing I thought of, like how to putting the match card in placement, put this match out first, and John Smith is exactly right. 60-minute time limit draw.
on a show that already has two potentially 60-minute long matches. I really don't think
throw it in there. Put Lashley and Lesnar 60 minutes. No contest.
You know, WWE still is on traditional pay-per-view, so they do have a hard stop that they have to meet at some point. So I don't feel like we're going to go 60 minutes. I feel like this is more of an 8-minute match. You got big move, get to the finish, get done. We hear from Paul Heyman, we hear from MVP, we see some schmaz about that. I have Brock Lesnar winning this match. I think he's going to carry that championship to WrestleMania. And I think he'll be defending it against Roman Reigns. So I'm picking him here to win his match against Lashley.
Okay. John the Con. Me and you are on the same page, I think, going forward with all this.
Yeah. I think they made a really stupid move at day one when, like I understand Roman was out last minute. You got to have Brock on the card, even though it's card subject to change. You could have Brock come out, say Roman's a coward, he's not really sick, he's ducking me, whatever. You could have had Sami Zayn come out and say, I'm still pissed at you for what you did when I had my Universal title shot. And Sami gets, 35 suplexes and an F5, whether they actually have an impromptu match or not. You get Brock on the show. So you put him into the Fatal 4-Way, you make it a 5-way. I think that's kind of a mistake. But once you put him in there, you could have had him and Lashley fight up the ramp and into the backstage or into the crowd and be away from it. You still had 3 guys in the ring to do whatever you wanted there.
Yeah.
And you're setting up Brock and Bobby. And if you wanted to put the belt on Bobby's in the ring, and now Big E, the champ, takes Brock up the stage, and he's away from the finish. There was no good reason to put the belt on him unless you were going to have a unification at WrestleMania, which if you believe all rumors, which, okay, caveat, rumors are just rumors. Who knows? These people could be talking out of their backsides, but that's not where they're going. At least it shouldn't be. There's no reason to combine those 2 titles.
No, none.
So if that's not where you're going, putting the belt on Brock was a big mistake, and now you've got to get yourself out of it. And I don't think it happens clean, but that's why I've got Bobby Lashley, whether it's, MVP breaking a cane over Brock's head or the Usos coming out to screw with Brock on behalf of Roman. I have Brock losing. I have Bobby winning, not clean, but new champion, Bobby Lashley.
Yeah, John McConney, I'm with you on that. This match can't go on first for, I think, my theory to happen, but there we go. James Wheeler chiming in, 5 stars, match of the year. I guess it's a quick year so far, right? Did it come up yet or no?
There you go.
Anyway, thank you. This is I get what you're saying. See, what was throwing John McConney and myself off this entire time, because I think it was just me. I think there was just the one episode, John, where it was just me and you, and it was right after day one, and we were banging our heads against the wall because we saw the article or the rumor or whatever that came out was WrestleMania plan still intact. We're like, how? How is it still intact? So, with that, John McConney, why put the belt on Brock? You put the belt on Brock to enhance the story because this is the screw job. Heyman is with Roman Reigns. This is where this happens. Heyman screws over Brock Lesnar, put the Usos in, however it happens. It's going to be dirty, but Bobby Lashley, I feel, after all is said and done, will be the one walking out as the WWE champion. And I'll continue with Bobby going into the next match. But this is Heyman. This is the plan. This is where Heyman gets back on Roman's good side, and that's where that story goes towards WrestleMania. Which is going to take us right to the Universal Championship match.
Hang on now. We got some really good analysis in the comments from Alani Heidenreich. John Smith, I think you read this when we got it on the show Tuesday. Could you do that for us?
Yeah, we've been getting some spam lately on this. Yeah, we've been getting this. That's not the first time that someone like him has came in, so whatever. Universal Championship match. Roman Reigns missed day one due to illness. Now I'm thinking, I'm actually concerned. Was this real? Who the hell knows? I don't know. Postman Pierce was granted authority to appoint a challenger for Roman at the Royal Rumble. Roman didn't care who it was because it's not going to be Brock, and he smashed everyone else on the roster. Pierce selected Raw's Seth freaking Rollins, the Doctor of Drip. So that's where we got. They had some Shield references. I missed a couple episodes of SmackDown. Rollins has been doing some cross branding. This will be the 30-point match on the show. The Universal Champion is 6-0 at the Royal Rumble. One win, Roman Reigns beat Kevin Owens last year. Kevin Owens beat Roman Reigns in 2017, so that was a fun little rematch. Bray Wyatt got a title defense, and then Brock Lesnar has 3, actually, of the 6 Universal Championship title defenses. So, John DeConnie, we'll just stay with me and you for a second here and continue our thoughts before we let Ryan and John Smith chime in. So if we have Bobby Lashley, where are you going with this now for the Universal Championship?
Well, I think this one is one of the easier ones to pick for me. I think it's very intriguing because Rollins and Reigns have that history, and even though Rollins may have exaggerated a little bit about how often he beats Reigns, he has beaten Reigns, so that makes it interesting. But quite frankly, I think Reigns wins this one, and I'm more interested to see what Rollins wears to the ring and, how he comes out looking pretty fly for a white guy.
Yeah, he was on Good Morning Football the other day, and Kyle, I don't know, it might have been Kyle, but no, it was Kay. One of the guys, I forget what it was, it's irrelevant, did mention Seth Rollins' attire, and he does have something fun planned. Something about like Dirty Diana or something like that was the hint that he dropped.
Yeah, his hint was think Dirty Diana, which in the video, Michael Jackson's just in like black pants and a white shirt blowing in the wind. However, his guitar player, Steve Stevens of Billy Idol fame, is in like a plastic bodysuit. Like it looks like, somebody just woke up the gimp. So that's one of those things I'm very interested to see exactly how Rollins comes out dressed.
Yeah, this is funny. You heard a couple of years ago that WWE and ESPN aren't friends anymore. So now you have Seth Rollins on Good Morning Football on the NFL Network. Last night, Sami Zayn was on the NHL Network promoting the Rumble and talking Montreal Canadiens hockey with Renee Paquette. So it's funny how they're going to every other sports outlet now that they're not going on ESPN. Yeah, I got Roman as well, and this is the match that has to kick off the show. So, like I said, for I think for what I'm thinking, well, I guess this match doesn't have to be first. It just has to happen before Lesnar and Lashley, because if Roman calls it out, then Lesnar is going to be just out to kill him, and then that's just going to spill into that match. Unless they eject Lesnar from the arena, I don't know, but yeah, I got Roman. I got straight up too. I don't think he needs to cheat on this one. This is the head of the table. This is not the Roman Reigns that Seth Rollins has beaten in the past. And we'll just go straight up win. Maybe you knew some interference, but I'd like to see a straight up win here. Because I think Seth will. A little more on Seth in a little bit. Let's talk to Roman because that won't be done with Seth yet. Brian Joy, you picked Brock Lesnar first, so that means you're going to have your title change here.
Yeah, it's funny that we're all talking about day one and how day one got screwed up, and then how the WrestleMania matches got, is still intact, but we're all taking different routes in our prediction to get to the same place, essentially. So I picked Brock to retain earlier. I believe Seth Rollins was supposed to win at day one and become the WWE champion. So now I think what they're doing instead is Seth Rollins becomes the Universal Champion. You can still get your Roman versus Brock. And then you're going to end up with the Royal Rumble winner facing Seth. So I think, just taking a different route, but to the same outcome that you guys were taking. So yes, I am picking against Roman Reigns. It's not smart business, but I am doing it. Xavier Woods is the only guy to hold a singles victory over Roman Reigns since 2020. Yeah. Baron Corbin in 2019, at the end of 2019, got a singles victory over Roman Reigns. Aside from that, Xavier Woods has a disqualification win over him. So that's where we stand. Seth Rollins, he'll be the next. So one loss per year is pretty good.
And that was when Baron Corbin did the amazing Roman Reigns entrance with the dog barking.
Yes. Before the dog food, though.
Baron Corbin is just a gift that keeps on giving, John Smith. All right, John, you there? Am I?
He's there. He's talking, but he is muted.
We're not picking up on. We're not getting your audio, buddy.
Okay, how about now? Can you hear me?
There you go.
Okay, I don't know how my mic went on mute, but all right. I am picking Roman Reigns on this one for like the fifth. I just said it for like 5 times in a row.
Yeah.
I think that like they don't know what they're doing yet for WrestleMania, and I think they're going to leave the door open for Brock versus Roman for title, or they can have a Brock versus Lashley rematch at the next pay-per-view. Lashley ends up winning the belt somehow, and then Brock challenges Roman somehow. You know, I don't know. The Elimination Chamber doesn't even have to be a men's match. It could be a tag match, you know, so, it doesn't necessarily have to be a match for a title shot at WrestleMania. At least not a singles one anyway. So I think they're going to leave their options open, and they're going to like both champs are coming out with their belts. It's just I think Brock's going double count out or no contest. And I think Roman's just going to 1, 2, 3 squash this dude. Not squash match, but after 18 minutes, he's just going to take him down.
Yeah, I agree. Just Roman, it's just you're right. It's a bad business decision to take the belt off of Roman. But I see where your head's at and where you're going with it and where you want it to end up. And we're all ending in the same place of Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar. It's just who's going to be champion, if not both of them or neither of them, I guess. Right. So, with that, we'll go right into the Royal Rumble match. Ryan Joy, if you want to help me out here, everything should be in order. Just to try to make this as smooth as possible. Here are the all-time wins list. Stone Cold Steve Austin, of course, he has the magic number 3. Please leave that one alone. Randy Orton is the only one that's going to scheduled to be in this with 2 wins. Rey Mysterio and Sheamus. You're going to see Sheamus' name pop up a lot here. It's amazing the history that guy has. Rey Mysterio and Sheamus each have 1 win. They're both scheduled to be in the Royal Rumble this year as well. Most Final Fours in history belongs to Randy Orton. He has 8, including from last year. He finished 2nd. And like I said, a bunch of guys that just the history, the who's who of the Royal Rumble is pretty much right there, right in front of our eyes. The people that are constantly there in the end. Roman Reigns, amazing. He's been in 6 Royal Rumbles. He's made 6 Final Fours. I think that is absolutely incredible. And then next down on the bottom, Edge got his 5th last year after winning. So he made the list here. Sheamus has 4 as well. So again, Sheamus, that guy knows how to rumble. He's won 1 and he's placed in the Final 4 times. The most appearances all time, Dolph Ziggler. He's the only guy that's pretty much on a point to catch Kane right now. Kofi Kingston and Randy Orton right behind him. Miz, right now, as of right now, not scheduled to be in it because he's in the mixed tag match. Rey Mysterio will probably be entering his 13th Royal Rumble. And then after Shawn Michaels, it drops off a little bit with Big E and Sheamus going on, entering their 9th. Again, Sheamus just all over the place. And if you think about the numbers here, how many Royal Rumble? This is the 35th Royal Rumble. Dolph Ziggler is going to be in 15 of them. Like I think that's pretty crazy how that guy's just everywhere. The tenure that he has with this company. So the most all-time eliminations for the Royal Rumble, that record belongs to Kane. He did have a couple as the Evil Dentist and the Fake Diesel. I counted those. So if you want to just throw Glenn Jacobs up there. But even if Kane by himself, just the character Kane, still would be the all-time leader with like 44, if I remember correctly. Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker, they finished their careers in a tie at 39 with Stone Cold at 36. Braun Strowman would have given Kane a run for his money. Boom, boom, boom. Wow. Yeah, there have been 8 guys that have more than 30 eliminations all time. Randy Orton is 30 away from 33 away from hitting the magic number 30. Let's see, Sheamus and Rey Mysterio. They are the other two active leaders right now. Sheamus has 14 eliminations. Rey Mysterio with 13. We all remember the Great Royal Rumble for Brock Lesnar Braun Strowman threw out 13 guys. He has the record right now, tied with Brock Lesnar from last year. You can change it, right? Tied with Brock Lesnar with 13. That is the all-time record Brock did 2 years ago. I watched that Royal Rumble the other day. I watched a lot of them, actually. I did watch that one. That was a dominating performance. That was actually an amazing performance by Brock Lesnar. And the fun thing is, people remember the 2020 Men's Royal Rumble. Like, I don't want to see it again. I don't know, it was stupid, Brock. If you just get past Brock Lesnar and like get towards the end of the Rumble, like the amount of guys and the stars that were in that match, it actually is a really, really great Royal Rumble. So don't poo-poo on that one if you're not a Brock Lesnar fan. Roman Reigns broke Kane's record back in 2014. And then he got Stone Cold Steve Austin up there a couple times as well. The longest duration, the longest tenure in a Royal Rumble single match belongs to Daniel Bryan, and that was at the Great Royal Rumble. I do want to say he was number one, and I think he finished third. So he went through all 50 guys and clocked in at 76 minutes or an hour and 16 minutes, however you want to call it. Rey Mysterio holds the record for your standard 30-man Royal Rumble. The infamous number of 62-12 when he won the 2006 Royal Rumble in memory of Eddie Guerrero. Love the fact that Bob Backlund is still up there from 1993. I believe is that it? Yeah. They can put up your graphic, right? There you go. Put up the minutes of bell time graphic. These are the guys that will be that have been announced for the 2022 Royal Rumble. You see, Omos just towers over everybody. The winner of the Royal Rumble goes on to WrestleMania, has a 16-11 record with 16 title wins. Edge, last year's winner, lost again. In the main event to Roman Reigns. He lost his prior Royal Rumble win as well to Chris Jericho. I think it was WrestleMania 26 or 26, I think. Last year's Royal Rumble picks, Gary and I picked Brock Lesnar. John DeConnie and Ryan Joy picked Daniel Bryan. John Smith picked Sheamus. So I like that one, John Smith. He went a little bold.
Hey, Sheamus is all over the place in these history books.
Yeah, he's got a nice little thing going right now too. He actually didn't. I think he dedicated the Royal Rumble to Ridge Holland. So Sheamus is going to be motivated for this one. Ryan Joy, we're going to do the same thing we did before. The Forbidden Door is open. Here is the man who drew number one from North Carolina.
No, I did not pick Kenny Omega to walk through the Forbidden Door. I think there's like very close to zero chance of that happening.
I don't know. No, give Kenny a chance. Kenny picks the Royal Rumble.
I don't know. Can you get more than 0 or less than 0%? Anyway, from New Japan Pro Wrestling, the person who I think, I go back to my thing of like they have to have been in the system, the WWE system, to know how the WWE system works in order to be able to get into this match. So I pulled the name Kenta out, who people might know as Hideo Itami, as somebody from New Japan that could maybe walk through the Forbidden Door. Might not be that interesting for WWE fans. In AEW, I went through my little list, tick, 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 and I got to Billy Gunn, and that's where I stopped. And I think maybe Billy Gunn is somebody that if you were going to pull somebody in from AEW, that's a possibility because, talk about somebody who's been in the system for a long time. And then over in NWA, hey, how about Trevor Murdoch, the NWA champ? Let's bring him over.
Yeah, Trevor would be good. I would love to hear Ass Man. I'm an Ass Man. Whack, whack. John DeConnie, I'll throw at you as well. Here's the man who drew number one, the Mocha Skin Manimal. Can we get Rohit in the Royal Rumble?
Well, he's not technically even with Impact anymore, so he's walking through the Forbidden Door from Parte Inune. So anything's possible, I guess. But Cardona makes a lot of sense. They I'm sure they could plant somebody in the crowd with a woo 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 t-shirt on so the camera could go over to them. You got Heath or Rhino would be okay. But I'm going to go rogue. and piggyback off of Ryan because he didn't mention this person who it's at least arguable invented the Forbidden Door, Chris Jericho.
Chris Jericho? That means that wow.
If he doesn't get Vince's blessing to go to Japan, who knows if we even have an AEW? I mean, come on, to see a stadium, an even bigger stadium, a packed stadium, singing along to Judas as he makes his entrance. How awesome would that be?
Yeah, they had Jericho still has a great relationship with it. You don't hear any bad thing. Even Jericho said himself, he was on Austin's podcast. Like they still have, they're still good. Like that'd be great to see Jericho in this. John Smith, Tony Bashki, is he going to be in the Royal Rumble?
No, I don't think Tony Bag of Donuts is going to be out there. But, the guy who I think is really likely to be out there is Pete Dunne. Also, Carmelo Hayes. I can see Carmelo Hayes being a guy that lasts like a good 10, 12 guys through before he gets thrown out, like a nice 20-minute period in there. LA Knight would be fun as like a number one, and we could get a taste of him on the mic before the match even starts. But I don't think that's going to happen. But I think that's what I would do if I were throwing somebody from the NXT up there. And of course, I would love to see Santos or our man Gunther.
LA Knight, by the way, did work main event this past week, and he won. Roderick Strong lost, actually, to T-Bar, but LA Knight won.
All right. John, I'll just stay with you. Any other surprises? Anything else? Any wild predictions? Anything to kind of increase our expectations just to let us down? Some wild theories?
The guy I'd love to see walk through the Forbidden Doors, the other Impact champion, Moose. And to see him actually end up in the fight. Like, I could see him ending up in the Final Four if he were to be in the match. That's just a wild prediction, or not even a prediction. It's just who I want the most out of anywhere would be Moose. I've been itching for him to be in WWE for years now.
Yeah, that's a Vince McMahon type of guy, right? Big, athletic, former football player. Like, that just completely fits the mold. Yep. John McConney, how do you think Chad Gable's going to do in the Royal Rumble this year?
I could see him having a Santino-like spot. I'm so glad you brought that.
I just wanted to set you up for that one. Sorry about that. He said that. That's the first time I heard that in the longest time. I was dying. What do you got? What do you got going? Any wild ass predictions?
Well, just like I think it's like John Smith said, that Casey Catanzaro, the female Kofi, is almost a definite. I think another thing that they love to do, they did it with JBL, is have somebody come off the announce table. And because we found out that he recently got cleared, I absolutely believe Corey Graves' name will be called at some point, even if it is a 2-second spot. He's in, he's out, and it's over. But I definitely see him getting called and getting up from the announce desk to join the Rumble.
Yeah, I think Corey Graves. I think he would last a little bit longer. I think I'll give Corey Graves 5 minutes just to get back in the dust the rust off Ryan Joy.
Yeah, eliminated by Byron Saxton for sure. I think that's how that would go. I mean, I made you leave the graphic in studio. I mean, this is the thing that everybody wants to see. Everybody wants Veer to come in. Everybody wants Veer to win this thing. And we lost Al. So we'll never know. We'll never know who Al wanted to appear, because we seem to have a lot.
You got to go with. I bet you Johnny Swinger is going to be one. There he is. Can you hear us, Al?
He's back on his laptop and he's muted.
He's muted.
You're muted, Al, on your phone. Hang on. Here you go. How about now?
There we go.
Yay. Anywho,
All right, my turn.
Yeah, your turn, Al.
You're back.
All right. I got a couple things. I know a lot of you guys, I know your Final Four picks because I made the graphics for them. You guys are so high on Austin Theory, and rightly so. I think he's going to be a star. I give him less than a minute this year. I give him less than a minute, and he's got to go put his tail between his legs and go back and try to explain to Vince McMahon what the hell just happened. So I think that would actually be funnier than a strong performance, or maybe next year let him go 45 minutes to redeem himself. But I got him lasting less than a minute. I got AJ Styles eliminating Omos. I was thinking, you know what we haven't seen in a long time? I think it was 1989. Demolition drew 1 and 2. Sure. I think we got close to it. I believe the Hardys drew 1 and 3 at one point. Let's get back to this. I was thinking the Street Profits would be good for this, like Montez at 1 and Dawkins at 2. But no, give me the Mysterios.
Yeah.
Give me Ray at 1, give me Dom at 2, and then give me 90 seconds and just let them go at it. Just see what happens. I think Ray last week on SmackDown, tried to teach Dom a lesson, dumped him over the top rope, and Dom wasn't paying attention. So I think we can do something fun with the Mysterios, get the Rumble started off right. And then going back to Omos, I think I said this originally when Johnny Knoxville announced he was going to be a part of this. I think Omos has just got to lawn dart him into the crowd. I think that's the most jackass thing I could possibly come up with for Knoxville to do. Anything cross your mind with Johnny Knoxville, John DeConnie?
Yeah, that was exactly what I had. I had Omos pulling a Bam Bam Bigelow, little Spike Dudley, and planting him in the third row.
All right, John Smith. Have you thought of any jackass-ish stuff for Mr. Knoxville?
Nothing specific. All I know is that I'm really excited for it because I think that no matter what, it's going to be really dangerous and he's going to get hurt. It's not going to be. He's going to be protecting himself the way that like a wrestler would. He's just going to go out there and try to make it look as good as possible, and that's what it's all about. I used to love watching those Jackass TV shows back in the day. So, it's a nice little throwback for guys our age.
It's going to be insane.
Yeah, Sammy actually specifically mentioned Johnny Knoxville last night on the NHL Network that he was going to take him out. Brian?
Oh, for Johnny Knoxville?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. You're probably right. Omos is probably going to be the guy who.
I think it's got to be Omos. That would be the funniest thing that could happen to him. I don't know how else you would do this.
Yeah.
All right. Final 4 time. Ryan, are you able to go into the banners and take care of this? Everything. I want to say it's in order, but we'll do Gary first. Gary's Final 4.
Okay.
Let's see who Gary picked here.
Gary. Drew McIntyre in there.
Yeah, I between him and with the Sasha Banks pick too, aren't they still recovering? That's going to be interesting. Well, I guess with Drew, Gary would have inside information on that one. It's like Gary just sits by the phone and waits for Drew to text him.
Sasha's on her way back too. She might be ready.
Yeah, but then here we go. He's got Roman Reigns in this, along with Jey Uso in the end. I think that's a fun little pairing to be there at the end. And then Big E, and then who's the guy winning? I can only think of one person out of these 4 that would win this. And then I think that's the route he's going. I think Brian, he's going to be with you on this one. He's got Lesnar retaining, and then Roman to win the Royal Rumble to get that matchup set for WrestleMania. So with that, Ryan, you can go yourself now if you want to find your picks in the mess of the band. I'm afraid to touch this thing right now.
The only issue I have with Gary's pick of putting Roman in there is I think Roman only works like 12 days a year. Like you're not gonna get him to work twice on the same day.
He did that in the Elimination Chamber? No, that wasn't him. Never mind.
Yeah. All right, Ryan's Final 4. I have Big E, Kevin Owens, Damian Priest, and AJ Styles. I think WrestleMania match is going to be Big E versus Seth Rollins, so I got Big E winning. I think Owens and Priest is probably another WrestleMania match, so we're going to continue down that line of thinking. And then I didn't find anybody else that I thought was worthy of being in the Final Four, so I threw in AJ Styles. He doesn't have that Royal Rumble credential yet, so maybe he can sneak one out here.
All right, you have you can bang out Travis real quick too while you're
Now Travis is interesting. Travis has elected to put Randy Orton, one of his favorite wrestlers of all time, in the Final Four, along with his tag team partner Riddle. And then he's looking at things and he's saying, "Well, Vince is really high on Austin Theory, so let's put him in the Final Four." And then you got Omos, who's everything anybody ever wanted in a WWE wrestler. He's 12 feet tall. He's bulletproof. He's definitely going to be in the Final Four. And then to win the thing, he has also picked Omos to win the thing.
Wow.
So
crap.
I know it's very bold prediction, but it is. I'm not going to say he's wrong. It's possible. Al,
all right, and then I guess Maggie May. You said Maggie May put her pick in as well. You want to throw her out there too?
Yeah, Matt. A lot of people making picks of people that are not been announced for these matches, and Maggie, at least for now, she has put the placeholder in as Goldberg. And I can say, if you guys are right and Lashley wins that match and becomes the champion, I think there's a lot of merit in the fact that Goldberg could be the person to challenge him.
Now, on a scale of, I don't even know what the scale would be, but John Smith, like, how much would the world be on fire if Goldberg won this thing?
Oh, that would be so gross. Then I don't think his name belongs on that list of Royal Rumble winners. Absolutely not. I don't think he'll even be in the match. I disagree with you on Austin Theory, though. I think he's going to have his 45-minute performance this year.
Okay.
I think he's going to have the number 1 or 2 pick or whatever. He's going to draw number 1 or 2, and I think I got him in the Final Four also. I had 5 names here, and I'm crossing off Omos. I got Big E, Austin Theory, Randy Orton because he's a Final Four man, and AJ Styles. And then I'm going with Big E as well.
Oh, wow, Big E. That would be a nice bounce back.
I think it went
that would be a nice bounce back for Big E.
This is the audible we're calling. You're going to give up the title at day 1, but it's all going to wrap around to the match that we expected to have with you anyway, whether it's Rollins, like some of you guys think, or whether it's Bobby Lashley. It'll still end up at that, and then you'll still get Brock and Roman somehow. So then everything will be the way it was, but you just took like 15 side streets to get there instead of the highway.
All right, John DeConnie, like I mentioned, you and I have been on pretty much the stage here, so do the honors.
Okay, for my Final Four, I have AJ Styles, who was originally my thought to win the Rumble a little before day 1 because it was kind of the one thing missing from his resume. I've got Austin Theory because Austin Theory is going to go one of 2 ways, and they're polar opposites. Because he had the nerve to ask Vince to give him a late number, he's either going to come out 1, 2, 3 and then have his long run, or because Vince said, I have no control over that, wink, wink, he's going to come out 29 or 30 and have a short run, but still kind of be there. It doesn't take very long if you come out 29 or 30 to be in the Final Four. So I've got Theory in there at the end. I'm thinking it will be wink, wink. I've got no control over that. Hey, look, you just happened to pull number 29. I've got Big E in there because he needs a boost after dropping his championship, and he's a stud. So him being around at the end is no big surprise. And because of how I had the WWE title match working out with Lashley winning dirty, I think that the winner will be a very angry, very destructive Brock Lesnar.
Wow.
All right.
And
Poor
then
Al.
we go to Roman and Brock at Mania.
Well, Al's going to make his final 4 selections here in a few seconds if he once he comes back. Let's get this guy out. Let's add this guy.
All right, I'm gonna try to make mine quick just so I can figure out. Ryan, you're the only one I'm seeing right now. Am I good?
You're good. Go.
All right, so here we go. So this is what I got going on. So I got, like I mentioned earlier, I got Roman Reigns winning against Rollins, so he's going on. And then I got Paul Heyman's swerve job on Brock Lesnar, allowing Lashley to win the WWE title. So now what we have right now is you have a pissed off Brock Lesnar. You got Roman Reigns probably locking himself in his locker room with Heyman. If not, it would probably just bounce because they don't need to be there anymore. You're going to have an angry Brock Lesnar. So I have him going in. He's going to be my winner. Biggie, I agree. He needs to rebound and get some Final Four recognition here. Kevin Owens, Ryan, I picked on the Daily Wrestling News Show a while ago. He was supposed to be my winner. I had to change it hard on that one, but I have him in the Final Four. I think KO would be good. And then AJ Styles, actually, I have it coming down to Lesnar and Styles because I believe those will be the 2 people who challenge for the championships at WrestleMania. So I have Brock Lesnar winning, and then obviously picking Roman Reigns to challenge. Now, the reason why I'm going this route with it and not the other way like some people are, Roman is not trying to fight Lesnar. He's trying to screw him over and does not fight. Lesnar wants to fight Roman. So if you go the other way around and have Roman Reigns win the Royal Rumble or Roman Reigns like chasing, Brock's going to accept that. Roman's trying to duck him. So that's why I went this route with it. So I got Brock Lesnar winning the Royal Rumble. And then with Bobby Lashley and the WWE title, I think this is the swerve, I guess, or the redirection going into WrestleMania. I think Lashley just drops it right away at the Elimination Chamber in a chamber match, and I think Seth Rollins wins it there. And then you're going to have AJ Styles versus Seth Rollins, or maybe AJ Styles wins the chamber. I think you're getting AJ Styles versus Seth Rollins for the WWE title at WrestleMania. So that's where I want to see that go.
What about Omos? Omos versus AJ.
Omos, I don't know. I think Bobby Lashley, I think I mentioned earlier, I think Bobby Lashley was, I think they have something lined up with Gable Steveson with him. So I think that puts off Lashley. Omos versus Big E, I guess. I don't know. Kevin Owens versus Omos. I don't know exactly what to do with him. I don't even know if they know what to do with him. So
it turns out we're all wrong though, because the whole run sheet.
So Ryan, if you do me a favor, my internet connection, I've been bouncing in and out. I don't want to interrupt the promotions at the end. Do you mind just closing this up for me?
Sure.
All right. I'm going to get it. Guys, thank you so much for joining us on the Central Wrestling Podcast. I'm going to bounce. I'm getting kicked off the show about 15 times today. We're not doing well, so I might as well just cut the cord now and enjoy the Royal Rumble, everybody.
All right. Before you leave, our first promotion. I honestly can't believe he left before he got to see it.
That was funny.
The eyeliner spot and everything I had in there.
And you had to use a clip of me like scratching my face of all the hours of video you have of me. What was this Gable Steveson stuff that he was talking about? I have no idea what he's talking about with Bobby Lashley.
He said he thinks Gable Steveson is gonna make his debut and he's earmarked to wrestle Lashley, is what he's saying.
Is this like an internet rumor, or is this just Al's brain?
There may be a rumor to that effect as well.
Okay,
but I'm not sure. I'm sure down the card they don't have everything figured out. But if Gable Stevenson's going to be on the card, I'm sure he's working out with the person now. So, I'm sure that's well in hand. But let's tell you about some other stuff before as we get out of here. Join Joey Jarzenka, Ian Schreier, and Rob DeLuca on Friday nights for the Primetime Rundown. They take you through the world of sports. Their show kicks off at 7 p.m. on the Eastern Observer. Tyler Adele, he is hosting the Sunday Sauce. So you can get that each and every Sunday on the Eastern Observer with his partner, Andrew Macaria. They take you through everything that's going on with the NHL. That is the Sunday Sauce. You can subscribe to the Body Slam Brigade newsletter that's written by me for you for free. You can check that out at bodyslambrigade.com. Do check out Black Hats NYC, their new-ish album, Free Cake. It's available everywhere you listen to music. That's Pandora, Spotify, YouTube, Deezer, SoundCloud, Amazon Music, the radio, your computer, whatever. It's everywhere. This whole show has been brought to you by Al's company, ProWrestlingPick'em.com, where you can join a Pick'em league to play against your friends or play against the universe. This is the internet leader in pro wrestling Pick'em pools. So do go up and sign up for an account and watch it there. This crew, this team of people that you've been watching, they are the regular hosts of the Essential Wrestling podcast that takes place each Tuesday at 5 p.m. on all of the Eastern Observer outlets. Plus, you can get it for Apple Music or Apple Podcasts and Spotify and Google Podcasts. It's available pretty much everywhere that you listen to podcasts. And the roundtable that was just announced a few seconds ago on in that little commercial spot that we did, there is going to be a daily wrestling news show roundtable discussion hosted by me, as promised, just a few days after the Royal Rumble. All the regulars are going to be there: John Smith, John DeConnie, Travis Severance, and Karl. Join us while we sort through or discuss bullshit in wrestling news. So, it should be a lot of fun. So join us next week on Friday, February 4th at 10 a.m., our normal time. So that is pretty much it, except for Alexa Bliss. We miss you. She'll like it too. Zelina's Throne. Veer Mahan is coming to Raw and apparently winning the Rumble. John Smith, anything before we get out of here?
No, it's just I'm looking forward to what's always the most anticipated event of the year. I think more so than WrestleMania, even just because there is so much, there's so many question marks as to what could happen, and it's leading into the biggest show of the year. So, always my favorite. Always love going back and watching old Rumbles the week or two before the Rumble. So if anybody hasn't done that, you should take the rest of the night on Peacock and just fast forward to each Rumble in each year and just go watch yourself a bunch of Rumbles.
It's so true. I'm super conflicted about it because on one hand, I'm like, WWE should have some people ready who I think should be winning this Rumble. And I'm like, why don't they? And then on the other hand, I'm like, it's so nice to not really know who's going to win. So it's kind of both ways as a fan. So John DeConnie, what do you think? Anything before we get out of here?
Yeah, exactly what you were just saying. Although it really made it stressful to get ready for this show, not knowing anything, the fan in me loves the fact that I have no idea what to expect tomorrow.
Absolutely. Well, this has been the Essential Wrestling Podcast's Royal Rumble special. I'm sorry Karl had to duck out and get out of here. We've closed down the show. We did what we came for. John DeConnie, everything revolves around you for this last line of the show.
All right. Thanks for joining us. And as always, we wish you the best in all your future endeavors.